Much as we did here at the Desert Living Show, you might be curious as to where exactly you went to. What could possibly be better than KMIR? But rest assured, my special guest for this segment has all of the answers to these burning questions because, after all, who could know more about Brian Gallo than Brian himself? Welcome to Desert Living, Brian.
Well, thank you for having me, Ariana.
It's so great that you could be a new addition to this show.
This is great. It's funny being on the opposite side of the desk, but it's exciting. Thanks for having me.
You deserve it. We want to talk about today your experience at the MDA camp. And I want to start out by talking a little bit about muscular dystrophy, the disease itself.
Well, I don't know too much about the disease. I know a few facts. One is muscular dystrophy. There's a family of muscular diseases underneath this name. There's about 30 of them. And basically, people that live with
MD.
Muscular dystrophy, thank you. It's muscle degeneration is really what the basis of it is.
Okay.
It's a progressive, fast-moving degeneration of muscle tissue. For the majority of folks that suffer with, that live with muscular dystrophy association.
So people that have this and they can't exercise or perform certain functions the same way that we could.
Correct. For instance, like the kid I had at camp, he had a disease called Duchenne's disease. It's really primarily for boys. Okay. Boys starting at a very young age. So, for instance, as he begins his life, he's able to run around. He's able to kind of perform as a normal kid per se. And as he gets older, the muscles begin to degenerate.
There's different types of it.
There's different types. My niece, who you'll see in this segment in a few minutes, she lives with spinal muscular atrophy, which is just another form of muscular dystrophy. But again, along the same lines, this degeneration of actual muscle tissue, along with some organ issues, respiratory issues, etc. But there's 30 diseases that are under the muscular dystrophy title, if that makes sense.
Well, then you were out for a week or so. What were you doing in relation to MD? What was it that you were involved in?
I was volunteering at this camp. So essentially, my niece has been trying to get me to attend this camp for quite some time. And so really what I did is I showed up on Sunday. I met with the counselors that day, and I learned exactly what the camp entailed and what exactly I needed to do as far as being hands-on. And I was a camp counselor. I also led my unit of about 32 members. And
that's a lot for one person. It's kind of like you're a teacher in a classroom or something.
It kind of felt like that at times. I did have a unit leader that I was partnered with. We both did an amazing job. But it was an introduction to this great camp in the sense that it really built camaraderie. So I'm excited, and I was excited that I was able to be a unit leader. And again, I'm 38. A lot of these volunteers were much younger than me.
Well,
so
you don't look 38.
You're sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm sure that they were so pleased to have you because you have so much energy. And that's what you need in situations like that, or any summer camp. You want to have someone that's vibrant and that keeps you engaged.
Yeah. I think that consensus is, from the feedback I got, that I was a good addition. I definitely am a kid at heart, and who doesn't love the outdoors and being hands-on. I love meeting new people, new experiences, so all around it was a place for me to expel a lot of my energy in a positive way.
Where was this camp?
This was in Orange, California, Orange County.
Is it in the same place every year?
It is. It's actually at the Boy Scouts of America Outdoor Activity Center. So it's interesting. It's right in the middle of Orange County. It feels like a preserved park. They have a huge dining hall, several cabins for campers, zip lining, huge pools. So it's really an outdoor activity center. Yeah.
It sounds like a resort almost with all the things you mentioned.
For the exception of room service, it did feel like a resort.
Oh. Are you high maintenance or something?
I know, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, I want to look at some of these pictures now that we've been rolling.
Yeah, so these are pictures of my squad right there. There's my guy right there with his friends. He loved that group. When he got to camp, all he wanted to do was hang out with his buddies. And the majority of those kids you see in that picture, this is their 5th, 6th year of attending this camp. And this is really what these kids look forward to every single year. They really ramp up right around summertime to get ready for this event.
They anticipate it.
They do.
What about your host child himself?
Michael, he's 14. He's from Covina, California, and he lives with Duchenne's disease. As I was mentioning, that is only found in boys. 1 in 3,600 boys live with this disease. Unfortunately, I'm not like the Muscular Dystrophy Association spokesperson.
Well,
so
you do know a lot, though. You're well informed on it.
Yeah, and I'm still learning. That's one of the best things about being hands-on there is that, you don't know what you don't know. And I learned so much about kids living with disabilities, what the disabilities entail. Just so much. I learned so much.
Just from being there
Just
and
from being
spending
there.
time with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. You know, it's not about asking questions or prodding people for their personal information. It's about being present in the moment and having fun and making sure we're all synergistically involved.
That's a good way to describe it. And
Yeah.
synergistically, that's a good term to kind of describe how you're all just intertwined and having a good time, like any
Exactly.
other summer camp.
Exactly.
Your involvement with this, I know that you mentioned your niece. Is that how you were first exposed to the MDA camp?
Correct. My niece was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy at a very young age. And as she obviously got older and we learned more about this disease, my interest was piqued. I think that goes for a lot of our family members. You know, we're hands-on with her and we want to know everything about her.
Yeah, sometimes I think you don't know about a certain disease until you actually have it firsthand yourself or someone in your family does.
Correct.
And then you're kind of called or enlightened to become involved, which is great because then you inspire other people to do the same that maybe don't know about it as well.
Well said, because I do feel that way. I was enlightened. You know, I think that everybody wants to hang a dark cloud over a lot of these topics, and truth is, all my niece sees is sunshine and brightness. She, you know, there's never any. She has dark days like we all do, but not tied in with her disability. You know, I always like to reiterate that these kids are living with these disabilities. They're not struggling. I do have to change my vernacular sometimes because I think.
Yeah, not at all. And I think something I like is instead of saying handicap, you say handy-capable. Because it's not an ailment. It's something that makes you stronger.
Exactly, exactly. And you know, we learn this at a young age that if one or two of your senses is compromised, the other three
are more keen, right?
Correct.
More
And
sharp.
I've never seen that to be more true than at this camp and also hanging out with my niece.
I want to talk about her more for a second, and we actually have a video of an interview
Great.
you
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
So I want to see if we can pull that up now and learn more about
Summer
Jenna.
camp has taught me to be very confident in not only myself, but in my disability as well. So I feel that without camp, I would not be this confident and ambitious person that I am today. When you want to be an MDA volunteer, the biggest and most important thing is to always remember that you're not doing this for yourself, but you're doing this to better the lives of all the kids. This year, I took away that camp isn't just a once a year thing. It's something that you go through your entire life with, and the friendships that you build will last a lifetime.
She's lovely, and she's great on camera, and I really like what she said. It kind of speaks to exactly what you were talking about, how it's something that they look forward to every year, and you learn not only from being involved in it yourself, but being a counselor, getting involved. And how could I join the movement? How can I sign up for the camp?
Well, you can go to, at the end of the segment, I'm pretty sure you'll have the website there, but that's the best way to go about it, is to go to mda.org. I believe it's /summer camp. But that's the best way, first and foremost, is to go to the website, do a bit of research, see if it's a good fit for you. And then really just mark in your calendar for next year.
Same time around?
Same time, same place, and then get ready and spend the rest of this time getting excited for this experience, because I tell you what, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
But like you said, it's not for everyone. There's different charities or different things to participate in, and to each his own.
I'm glad
And
you mentioned that.
It's great that you really took to this, and
Yeah.
I think that they're so lucky to have you, because look at that. Look how happy y'all look.
We had so much fun. There was not a dull
Hiking.
moment at all. Everything was just action-packed and a lot of fun. I am glad you mentioned the fact that charity is for your own. So whatever you believe in, whatever speaks to your heart, is where you should place some of your time and focus. Not, you know, you don't. No
Yeah,
one's
your
saying,
heart has to be in it.
Your heart has to be in it, and my heart happens to be with the Muscular Dystrophy Association. I'm a bit biased because of my niece, but also this experience really just kind of kicked the door open for me.
I can imagine, though, it was very tiring for so many, right?
You know,
or you're on that high from being
correct.
there, is that right?
I mean, there's so many ways of describing it, but I'll say from your full days, from sunup to late night with the kids, and they want to eat, you know, snacks late night and do the camp things and TP other cabins and things. But that was that took some getting used to, and then also the labor. You know.
Wait, TP other cabins?
Exactly, it's a camp. You got to do camp things, s'mores, all the things that come with camp. You know.
Right.
But there was a lot of energy exerted throughout the days. But I was so excited to get up every morning.
That's the important part.
Yeah, I was so stoked to get up and be hands-on with my guy and get to know other people and watch him have fun, and I got to have some fun myself.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us. And if you'd like to catch more Brian, you can't get enough. I know I can. Check him out on Desert Living, as well as KMIR's Weekend Edition as our forecaster.
Yes.
And he's great in everything he does.
I appreciate you.
Even
Thank
helping
you.
the community.
I appreciate you.
You want to say the magic words?
We'll
We'll be right back.
be right back, folks. Don't move a muscle.